What's up, Pistons fans? It's your boy King, man. It's kind of tough to keep this smile on my face right now. The Tigers just went down, man. My gritty Tigs went down. But, shout out to the Tigers, man. We weren't even supposed to be this far. I appreciate all the grit and hard work that they did this season. I can't be more happier for the direction of that franchise. The direction of this franchise, the Pistons. A lot of doubt still out there. No one thinks that the Pistons are going to take a significant jump. I do. And I'm going to break down the exact X factor and reason why. Let's talk. Let's go! Like a Puerto Rican guy.
Hey, King paying for gas.
All right, so let's just start with last night. Preseason game 3 against the Suns. Pistons come out with a victory, a convincing win against this Suns team. Very impressive win against this Suns team. And I'm not basing this whole video off of just that preseason game. Y'all know I don't get down like that, but I'm basing this based off of previous things that I've said over the summer when it came to predicting how many games that this team is going to win. So starting with that, I still hold the Detroit Pistons around that 35 win mark. And that could be anywhere north of that to 40, or it can be somewhere right up under there to like 33. But I'm somewhere in between that 30 to 40 range for wins this season. And I'm definitely willing to take that significant of a jump simply because of how the NBA operates, how quick things can change when you get the right players and right chemistry in your team. Things can change real fast. I've been a witness to that. I've been watching basketball since I was 6 years old. I've seen these type of things happen over and over again as a follower of the NBA. It can really happen that fast. And I expect that to happen. I think it's the Detroit Pistons. It's their turn to show that they're on the rise. They are going to step up to the plate this season and surprise the people. I have 100% confidence in that. Why am I so confident in that? Well, we've talked about, the moves in management. We've talked about, Bickerstaff and his assistants. We've talked about all of those things. But at the end of the day, the players on the court are the main parts of the engine that has to get things going, right? Players get coaches fired. Players lose jobs for management positions too. At the end of the day, it's up to the players. And, based off of what we've acquired, that's one thing on paper. But the attitude that I'm seeing with this team, it just confirmed what I already thought. Even when we lost the other day, we couldn't knock down the shot. We went cold. They continued to play defense. And that's the difference for me when it comes to Detroit basketball. If you look up and down the stat sheet from the game yesterday, almost every player except the very bottom of it had at least one steal. Guys were in passing lanes. Guys were where they were supposed to be on defense. The effort was there. We have the energy is definitely contagious right now when it comes to defending the opposing team. Some things you just can't control. If you got Kevin Durant on a instant stop and pull up, you're not blocking it. There's nothing you can do about that, right? But there's other players that you can keep in check, obviously. And like I said, they've shown growth just from last season to now in the preseason. as far as understanding how to play defense. But that's just one side of the basketball. What's the X factor for the other side? Well, we have a potential three-headed monster. And at the top of that three-headed monster is obviously going to be Cade Cunningham, right? We see the game that he had, 25 points, a lot of rebounds and assists. That's what we expect from him this season. That's the Cade that we expect to finally get that nod for an all-star game. That's where that prediction came from. That's what we expect. Ivy. Obviously, the consistent improvement with Ivy. And he's only going to get better this season. He's only going to get more comfortable and more better this season. Especially with the players that he has around him now. Because him getting to the basket and having these opportunities, getting out on fast breaks, it speaks to what Langdon has done as far as, constructing this roster around Ivy. The coaching staff gives him that freedom to be who he is, so that's helping him on all fronts on top of the hard work that he did over the summer. So, but the X factor, the absolute X factor, obviously is Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris is the guy when those Pistons have a slow start. He comes out, he gets us off to a proper start, right? When we need points, we can look to Tobias Harris to go and get us some buckets. He's showing them how to do it. His start yesterday is the reason why the Pistons won that game. It was contagious yesterday. That start yesterday was great for this young team. This is what you want. You want veterans to come and start fast and show you how it's done. Tobias was that for us yesterday. That's the difference. Once the other veterans come around, like Tim Hardaway Jr. start knocking down shots and get himself comfortable into mid-season form, the Pistons are going to give some teams a lot of problems. They are. Tobias Harris, professionalism off the court, we all know about. But on the court is what I want a lot of people to pay attention to. The leadership on the court. He not only makes the scenery better for Cade and Ivy, but for everybody. He's going to keep reinstilling that confidence in these young guys. When things are going sideways in basketball games, that's where you're going to see Tobias Harris step up the most. That's why we go and get a player like him. He's going to be big time for this team. He's going to be the X factor. I truly do believe that. And I think it's going to be a really fun season for the Pistons. And I think the fans are definitely going to be surprised in how good this team can be. When you look in at the Pistons situation as far as the future, right? Again, Troy Weaver, whatever you thought about him, fine. But he left the Pistons in a great situation. We're going to have flexibility. We're going to have some flexibility at the trade deadline. This is the second part of why I feel like the Pistons could be anywhere from that 30 to 40 win range. Let's just put the hard work and the new and improved attitude to the side. Because right now, we're building the identity. We're becoming a team that we know what we're going to be every night we come out there on the court. This is how it all started for teams like, hey, look at the Lions. It started this way. It started this way for the Tigers. Right now, you're seeing the very beginning of it for the Pistons. We're going to have some money to play with. And I expect us to do just that. But like I said, that's how fast things can flip around in this league. So when you're looking at Tobias Harris, for right now, while we have him, we need to maximize what we can get from that. But obviously, we can bring players along in the future. It's going to be some players that we love that just may be traded away. We don't know what the saga looks like for Asar, because that's a very serious situation. But there's players that we'll be able to grab and bring in and push this thing even farther. We are finally at the stage that we were trying to get to during that Troy Weaver era. That's where we are right now. This is finally that season. Guys are available right now. We're not walking into the season with some type of injury bug or none of that crap. Right now, we have a perfect opportunity to go and start grinding out some wins and put the league on notice that the Pistons are a young and up-and-coming team. What we've been waiting for here in Detroit for a while. Tobias Harris is the key. That's all I got for y'all. Short video. Just wanted to put that out there. I know a lot of fans are still excited from what they saw last night. We'll get used to it because I think it's something that you're going to consistently see. That K, Ivy, Tobias combination is going to be something special for us. With that said, leave it in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.